Hi students, welcome to the class of biochemistry. So today we are going to discuss in one shot TCA cycle in detail with structures. So let us see some important points related to TCA cycle. TCA cycle means tricarboxylic acid cycle. It is also having alternate names like citric acid cycle, because the first stable product formed here is citric acid, or commonly called as Krebs cycle because Hans Krebs, the name of the discoverer. So based on the discoverer, the pathway is named as Krebs cycle. So famously we can call it as either TCA cycle or Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle. So like that you have alternate names, and this is the pathway which will take place in the mitochondrial matrix. So this is the main site of occurrence of TCA cycle, because all the enzymes related to TCA cycle, they are present inside the mitochondrial matrix. And TCA cycle, it is having 8 enzymatic reactions. So we will be seeing with structures each and every reaction. And one more very important thing about the TCA cycle is it is the final common pathway of oxidation of carbohydrates, lipids and proteins. That means carbohydrates, lipids and proteins, they oxidize and they give simpler compounds like glucose, fatty acids and amino acids, which are further converted into a common catabolite called as acetyl-CoA. So this acetyl-CoA we get from carbohydrates, lipids as well as proteins. So that is the reason we call it as a common catabolite, and this is required for the TCA cycle to start. So let us see TCA cycle with structures in detail. So since it is a cyclic pathway, so the place from where we are starting, again we will reach back to the same metabolite. So that is why it is a cycle, okay, cyclic pathway. So let us see TCA cycle with structure. So TCA cycle, it will start from acetyl-CoA, which is the common catabolite of carbohydrates, lipids and proteins. So this is our acetyl-CoA. So which comes from carbohydrates, lipids as well as protein oxidative pathways. So in the beginning, this acetyl-CoA, it combines with a 4 carbon containing molecule called as oxaloacetate. So this is our oxaloacetate. I just write it as oxaloacetate as OAA. That is oxaloacetic acid. Now these two will undergo condensation and there will be a removal of CoA. That means in the product CoA will not appear. So the resultant compound will be having 6 carbons. So there will be condensation of this acetyl-CoA with this oxaloacetate. So this carbon here, this molecule will be condensed. So as a result you will get structure like this. And this keto group will be reduced to OH. So this is the first formed stable product. The name of this product is citrate. So we are synthesizing citrate. So enzyme is called as citrate synthase. So this is our first enzyme of TCA cycle, citrate synthase. Now this citrate will be undergoing isomerization reaction. So first what happens is there will be removal of one water molecule. So this OH, and from here this carbon 1H, it is released as water. So as a result your product will look like this. So here one double bond will come. Okay. The name of this compound is cis aconitate. Now again this will rearrange. So one water molecule will be added. And now what happens is the addition of water will be now in the reverse direction. In citrate, the middle carbon here you are having one OH and the last carbon you are having one H. When you are adding now to this compound, to this double bonded carbons, so we will add it in the reverse position. That means to this carbon we will add OH and this carbon we will add H. So we are going to produce an isomer of citrate, that is isocitrate. So here OH was there. So now that OH in that place we will just put one hydrogen. And here we will add one OH. So this compound, it is called as isocitrate. So this is isomer of citrate. So what we have done is we have converted citrate, which is the first stable product, into its isomeric form, that is isocitrate, with an intermediate formation, that is cis aconitate. So cis aconitate is the intermediate of this particular cycle. So this is dehydration followed by hydration. So we have an enzyme here which is called as aconitase. So both the steps, the enzyme is same, it is called as aconitase. So this is our second enzyme. Now this isocitrate which is formed, so this will be undergoing oxidative decarboxylation reaction. So where you can see there will be removal of one carbon dioxide. So the first step where CO2 is removed, that is this step. Okay, isocitrate dehydrogenase reaction will catalyze this step. So in this step, so these two hydrogens, this one and this one, okay, these two hydrogens are removed and this carbon dioxide also will be removed. So this is done by the enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase. Isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme, because here removal of hydrogen is happening, dehydrogenation is happening. So here NAD, which is in the oxidized form, will take up these two hydrogens and it will be converted into a reduced form of the coenzyme NADH plus H plus. And you can see one CO2 is also released. So just put an arrow and show the removal of CO2. At the same time, to the product there will be one CoA added. So you also can add one coenzyme A, CoA. It is coenzyme A is added. Okay. So as a result, so we have to remove this carbon dioxide and these two hydrogens. So our product will look like this. So here we have removed the carboxylic group, so this will become CH2, and here two hydrogens are removed, so we will get one keto group here, and here one carboxylic group. So this is the structure of alpha ketoglutarate or alpha ketoglutaric acid. Alpha ketoglutaric acid. Okay, so this is done by the enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase, which is the third enzyme of TCA cycle. Now this alpha ketoglutarate, this again will undergo an oxidative decarboxylation reaction. So now this time you can see that this carboxylic group is released as carbon dioxide. Okay, and this entire molecule, it will be converted into succinyl CoA. So this reaction is same like pyruvate dehydrogenase reaction. So now this carbon is not there. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are there. So we will write four carbons like this. Okay, this one will be CH2, then again CH2, and here this is oxidized to acid group, and to that coenzyme A will be attached. Coenzyme A will be attached. Okay, so now it is having 4 carbons, and the name of this compound is succinyl CoA. Right? So the enzyme here is alpha ketoglutarate, same name, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. So let me write it little neatly. So I'll erase this. Okay, so this will be undergoing decarboxylation. So we will show one removal of CO2, and also there is a dehydrogenation reaction. So we can also show conversion of NAD to NADH plus H plus, and the name of the enzyme is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Okay, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, and there will be addition of one coenzyme A. So whatever is the resultant product, it will be having one CoA group and one acid group is removed. So always this thiol group, this we will show with this symbol, because this indicates high energy bond. Okay, so the name of this compound is succinyl CoA. Succinyl CoA. So this is our fourth enzymatic reaction. Now from this succinyl CoA, the CoA group will be hydrolyzed. So this group will be removed. So as a result, we will get succinate. Succinate structure is very easy. Just put 4 carbons like this. It is a dicarboxylic acid. So first and last will be acid group, and between both the methyls you can write it as CH2, CH2. So this is the structure of succinate or succinic acid. Now one very important thing you have to remember, since we are cleaving this high energy thiol bond, so the energy which is released, it is utilized for the phosphorylation of one GDP to form GTP. So in this case you can see one GDP will be converted to GTP. So this GTP is equivalent to one ATP. So in this case the name of the enzyme is succinate thiokinase. Succinate thiokinase. This is actually a reversible reaction, so it will go in either direction. So if you see from succinate to succinyl-CoA, we are synthesizing succinyl-CoA. So the name of the enzyme can also be called as succinyl-CoA synthetase. Okay, either succinyl-CoA synthetase or succinate thiokinase. Anything you can name. So this is our fifth enzymatic reaction. Now what happens is, there is a dehydrogenation reaction. So in this reaction, from these two hydrogens, from this carbon one hydrogen and from this carbon one hydrogen will be removed. So as a result you will get one double bond between these two carbon, and the conformation of the resultant product will be trans. So it will be having trans conformation. That means double bonded carbon. So in this, here one acid group, another acid group will be on the opposite side. Similarly here one hydrogen and the other hydrogen is on the opposite side. So it is having trans conformation. The name of this compound is called as fumarate. Fumarate. Okay. So here this is a dehydrogenation reaction because two hydrogens are removed. So in this case you can see the coenzyme here is FAD plus. Okay, FAD plus, which will be reduced to FADH2. FADH2. Okay, and the name of the enzyme here is called as succinate dehydrogenase. Succinate dehydrogenase. So it is inner mitochondrial membrane bound enzyme, which also is a complex 2 of electron transport chain. So it is also involved in TCA cycle. So whatever the reducing equivalents we are getting, FADH2, so their electrons will be given to electron transport chain and it will be reoxidized there. Okay. So after formation of this fumarate, then there will be a reaction in which we are adding one water. So hydration, and as a result to this doubly bonded carbon, to one carbon we will add OH group, to another carbon we will add H. So your structure will become like this. So this is one acid group is there here. Here also one acid group is there. This will get, this is having one hydrogen, so it will gain one more hydrogen from water, and this position you are having one H, right? So this will get one OH. So always you have to count the valency of the carbon. So it should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Name of this product is malate. Okay, malate. So this is done by the enzyme fumarase. Okay, fumarase. So I'll write here. Fumarase. It will add one water molecule to the doubly bonded carbon of fumarate. Now we have started with oxaloacetate. So this will finally regenerate oxaloacetate. So oxaloacetate is regenerated. Right? So the name of the enzyme here, it is called as malate dehydrogenase. Malate dehydrogenase, and in this reaction also we are removing these two hydrogens, this one and this one. These two hydrogens we are removing. So when we remove the hydrogens from the same carbon groups, so NAD will be the coenzyme. So NAD plus, it will be reduced to NADH plus H plus. So actually this has to be formed in a cyclic pathway. So we are starting from acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA and oxal acetate, they will condense and they will form citrate. So from citrate onwards, when we are writing, so you have to write it in a cyclic form, because here place is not sufficient. So I have written it like this. Okay, so you can see my previous video on TCA cycle, in which I have given without structures in a very simple way how to remember TCA cycle enzymatic reactions. In that I have given an overview on TCA cycle. So you can also refer my previous video on TCA cycle. So this is the TCA cycle with structures. So it is not very difficult to learn structures. If you know the reaction, what it is catalyzing, it is very easy to remember the structures. So now we will see from one acetyl-CoA how many ATP molecules are formed. Okay, because we have started from one acetyl-CoA, and we know that acetyl-CoA is the common catabolic product which can be obtained by oxidations of carbohydrates also, lipids also, and proteins also. So acetyl-CoA. So this will give you around 12 ATPs via TCA cycle and electron transport chain. So now we will see how these 12 ATPs are generated in TCA cycle from one acetyl-CoA. So first one, the reaction with isocitrate dehydrogenase. So in this reaction, it will give one NADH plus H plus. Second one, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. This will also give you one NADH. Third one is succinate thiokinase or succinyl-CoA synthetase, any name you can write. This is giving us one GTP. And then the fourth one, succinate dehydrogenase. This will give you one FADH2. And finally we have malate dehydrogenase. This will also give you one NADH. Okay. So these are the things we are getting in TCA cycle. Now 1 GTP is equivalent to 1 ATP. Okay, and this NADH which is formed here, so because it is happening in mitochondrial matrix, so the electrons of the NADH can be given to electron transport chain, where it will result in the formation of ATP molecules. So from one NADH we get 3 ATPs, and from one FADH2, when it is reoxidized in electron transport chain, it will be resultant in the formation of 2 ATPs. So let us calculate total how many ATPs are produced. So here 1 NADH, so that is equal to 3 ATPs. This also is equal to 3 ATPs. This also is equal to 3 ATPs. Whereas FADH is equal to 2 ATP. Now let us total this. 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means we get 12 ATPs from 1 acetyl-CoA when it is entering into the TCA cycle followed by electron transport chain. So please remember this cycle, it is cycle which was discovered by Krebs, and in this cycle acetyl-CoA is the main source which is coming from oxidation of carbohydrates, lipids and proteins. So it is a common catabolite. So this pathway is the common oxidative pathway for all the biomolecules like carbohydrates, lipids and proteins. And this pathway is in this pathway the acetyl-CoA will be catabolized and the coenzymes like NAD and FAD will be reduced to NADH and FADH2, which will be again these molecules, they will be entering into electron transport chain. So their electrons, when they pass through the carriers of electron transport chain, where final acceptor will be oxygen, so there they will be producing ATP by oxidative phosphorylation reactions. Okay, so that is how from 1 NADH we get 3 ATPs and from 1 FADH2 we get 2 ATPs. So this is the energetics of TCA cycle. So thank you students. If you liked my video, please subscribe it and also please like it and share it. Thank you so much for listening to my video.